You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
All right, this is it. The big debate. It happens literally in 24 minutes from now. Mo Kelly, let's start with you. What do you expect tonight, bub?
Well, I expect fireworks as two people are... No, to be serious, I expect different things from the different candidates. I think they have different goals they want to achieve. I think former President Trump wants to knock the vice president off her game, distract her, have it be about him, have it be about negative banter back and forth. And if he's successful, then he would make her look as if she's not ready for prime time, pun intended, and make her seem to any undecided voter that she's not ready to be president. That's his goal. Right. Her goal, I think she's going to be speaking to the main camera, looking at America and say, look, I'm not going to be caught up in that. I am the person who is best suited for the job. Look at him, look at his antics and see that I'm about serious business. Here's my policy.
Why, Mark, why do you think that there was a big fight about turning the mics on or keeping them off, or what was that all about?
Well, the Trump people wanted to maintain this mute system that was agreed upon by the Biden camp and the Trump camp. And it may be that the Harris people felt that she could at least opportunistically jump in to kind of check him on a fact, at least have that option open. It also might have been a psychological thing, like to know that she can jump in might have been something that would throw him off his beam. That said, I think a little too much is being made of that, but that would be my suspicion because they gave on it anyway, so it continues to be a muted mic situation, as you know. The one thing I would say that Trump will do, and he can probably do it to some success tonight, is to attach Harris to the border policy and to problems at the border. Now, she can parry back that he KO'd legislation that would have taken care of that border situation. But I really feel as though this is based on their attack ads, which have been, I think, very effective. The Trump attack ads on Harris have been really effective. I think that he's going to make some political hay of that tonight, and I'd be surprised if he didn't.
All of the video that is accusing Kamala Harris of flip-flopping, it all comes from one CNN interview in 2019. All of it. All of that video, when you see, she's against fracking, she's against, she wants a strong, not open border, but a little more relaxed. And then there was a third one there about the economy. But it all comes back to that one interview. And if it wasn't for that one interview, none of that video would exist. Or at least they would have to, certainly look for it. I
mean, the flip-flopping thing, I think she will handle. Don't you agree, Mo? I mean, I think by now she is loaded with responses on that. Look, time has passed. I've considered a number of facts that really weren't in evidence at the time, and I've modified my positions. It would be nice if the former president were able to do that as well. I think to agree, yes, I would agree, but also in a more conventional time, it would have been more important. This is not going to be a policy-laden discussion tonight. This is going to be filled with insults and parries.
Good.
Now, what is going to be the advantage for former President Trump is Kamala Harris will have to defend herself as a candidate and will also have to defend the record of the Biden administration, where she as vice president didn't drive the bus, but still was on the bus and has to account for the good and the bad of Biden policy.
I'm surprised that her positioning, her position on fracking. I'm not a far left-wing liberal, but I don't even like fracking, and I think she may have been onto something to say she was against it. I think most of the people in this country are against fracking.
Yes, but I don't think most people in this country are into nuance and discussing that debate. I don't think most people know that we're producing more oil energy than ever before. And if you don't include that into the discussion about fracking, then you don't have the real context to properly assess what she meant by that. Also think that most people in this country don't live in Pennsylvania, where fracking is actually a big part of that economy. That's why she flipped.
Right, but to flip for one state?
Well, she needs that state. I mean, she absolutely needs that state.
Yeah. All right, we are going to take a small break. We'll come back, and then the debate starts. The actual ABC News presidential debate starts. We're going to simulcast right here on KFI AM 640. It starts at 6 p.m., and then if we have any more information on these 3 fires that are burning, we got the line fire up in San Bernardino, the airport fire in Trabuco Canyon and the surrounding area, and then the bridge fire just off the 210 freeway, just a little bit northeast of Claremont. We'll have any more updates on acreage and containment for you right here on KFI AM 640. And don't forget, major lottery pick tonight. That could be worth, I think, $800 million. Wow, wouldn't that be nice to win it? And then if we did, we would all be on an awesome vacation. We could rent out an entire cruise ship and just be the only passengers. All right, we're live on KFI.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
We're doing the ABC News presidential debate simulcast right here on KFI AM 640. All right, let me ask Mo Kelly and Mark Thompson. Somebody emailed us here with the question for the two fellas. If there was a full primary this year, do you think the nominee would be Kamala Harris? Mo Kelly.
I possibly, not definitely, but the full primary doesn't really make any difference. People sometimes forget that the primary is not required. There are a lot of parties like the Green Party, Libertarian Party. They go to a hotel, have an orgy, come out. Here's our nominee, Jill Stein.
That's a better, convention.
No, but I'm saying many times it's just a weekend get together, and we didn't have full primaries of all 50 states until the 1970s. So people sometimes forget that they're not necessary.
Mark Thompson, tell me something I don't know.
I think that is a straw man argument. The idea somehow that the primary didn't yield this candidate. Somehow she's weaker because she wasn't tested by the primaries. I mean, she would still have gone into any kind of a primary as the vice president. She probably would have had a lot of half from the Democratic Party behind her.
Wrong! Patty, pew, pew. All right, so we're going to see the debate starts tonight at 6 o'clock. There's some weird rules about this debate. You can't bring any notes with you.
Yeah, they'll let you bring with you a pad and a writing implement. So, in other words, they'll be taking notes, but they're not allowed to bring notes.
Right. And there's also, I think I read somewhere where both podiums have to be the same. Like she can't be on a riser.
Right. That's exactly right. And the visual, Mo, I thought was really, really weak when she sat down to an interview with Walls and on the CNN interview. She looked tiny because of the camera angle. And I'm not saying that, I don't know how many people noticed it, but on the 3-shot, it was really glaring.
Well, this is an interesting point. If you're a student of history, and I know, Mark, you know this, and Tim, you know this, but the visuals matter. Going back to Nixon and Kennedy and how Nixon was sweating during the televised portion of the debate. But if you listen to the debate on the radio, you thought that Nixon won, but television made it look like he lost because he looked flustered and overheating. So the visuals do matter.
And the debate is literally it'll start around in 10 minutes from now, and it is just moments away. The presidential debate around 10 minutes or so away. Both candidates have arrived in Philadelphia. Their campaign surrogates are already on the ground, providing spin already, and the spin room afterwards.
You saw who's providing spin, didn't you, Tim?
No.
It's I think Newsom is one person providing spin, but on the GOP side, RFK Jr. is providing spin.
Is that right?
So he's a big Trumpy now.
Did you see there's a fundraiser going on in California for Donald Trump, and they're going to raise, a couple $1 million or so. And you know who's the head of that fundraiser? It's Gavin Newsom's wife's family.
I know, that's crazy.
They're big Republicans.
Yeah.
That's got to irritate him.
That really does. I mean, and they're going for big money in Woodside, which is just south of San Francisco. It's like where all the streets are paved with gold type thing. Right. They'll get sacks of money out of that place.
That is
so. Yeah, you're right. The weird association to the Newsom family.
Yeah, it is odd. I mean, you would think that because of how close what a powerful figure he is in the Democratic Party, that maybe the wife would lay off. But
it's the wife's relative.
Right, the wife's relative, but she might be able to say, hey, look, I married to the governor.
Would you mind just chilling out?
That's right. That's right. All right, so it's going to be a 90-minute debate. There's going to be 2 breaks. And ABC, thank God, is allowing all the television networks to simulcast the debate. So you'll see it on, any number of TV stations, but you'll only hear it here on KFI. We're not going to run anything else tonight between 6 and 7:30 other than that debate. And so you're going to hear it right here on KFI. And then Mo Kelly will be around. I will be home by then. And with
don't rub it in
with the wrap up.
And I'm just thinking about the amount of time that Trump was coached in prior debates. When he went up against Biden and
Clinton,
and I just think about how he was. Chris Christie popped up on the screen for a second. I thought, Chris Christie coached him in that debate again. Remember, he was the Chris Christie said you got to get up in his grill. You got to you got to talk right over him. You got to because he's got problems with the way he speaks, and it'll throw him off his game.
Yeah.
And I don't know that was the most successful. So I'm wondering what advice Donald Trump is getting right now.
I have a feeling. Look, I don't know him, never met him, but I have a feeling he ignores a lot of advice.
Yeah,
a lot of advice thrown his way, and he's like, "Screw it, I'll do it my way." But closing statements. There was a coin toss, and it was held virtually on September 3rd, with the candidate who won the coin toss allowed to choose the order of closing statements or podium placement. Trump won the coin toss and chose to select the order of statements. So the former president chose to offer the last closing statement.
Which is what you want.
Yes, and then the podium placement then would have been Kamala Harris's decision. And so after the coin toss, Harris was allowed to choose the podium placement. So when you see her tonight, she chose that side.
Right. I think, again, of less significance. The closing statement is a real big win. You want to be the last thing.
Absolutely. You always want to be the last word.
Yeah. Right. Okay, we are going to skedaddle, but I know Mo Kelly is going to be sitting here. Well, I'll be sitting here until 7, and then, in case there's a big earthquake or anything that goes on. But it'll be from 6 to 7:30 will be the debate. It's the ABC presidential debate simulcast right here on KFI AM 640. And then a wrap-up at 7:30, including your whole crew. Ding dong with you.
Yep.
All right, very good. We are moments away from this big, huge ass debate. This is going to be wild tonight. I think there are going to be more people that watch this debate than the Biden debate, the Biden-Trump debate.
Absolutely agree.
And that there was 50 million people that saw that debate.
Yeah.
I mean, those are, approaching, half of Super Bowl numbers. So I think tonight will be even bigger. All right. And then there's only going to be 2 breaks during this debate. And so we're going to mostly chit chat. It'll be interesting to see. And it's happening in moments from now. And I know if you're big into politics, you're very nervous. If you're a Trump lover, you're a MAGA guy, you're very nervous. If you love Kamala Harris, you're very nervous for her. But I think most people, they say 30% of the people watching tonight will decide who to vote for based on the performance tonight.
Which is utterly insane, but all right.
Yeah, but 30% said that's a significant number.
No, I think that's amazing to me. Isn't it amazing to you, Mo, that 30% of the people still haven't decided to the point that they're going to go off of what they see tonight?
Yeah, I just don't believe them. I just don't. I'm lying.
I think Mo's right.
I don't know. I think a lot of people ignore politics. We don't hear at KFI, but if you go into a lot of states in the South or in the Midwest, they don't. They're living their lives.
Yeah, I think it's more that they've made their decision, and maybe 30% of people are open to being.
That might be
persuaded,
right.
Possibly.
I see. Okay.
That might be it, yeah. Okay, we're going to get out of here. The debate happening shortly, right here. It's the ABC News presidential debate, simulcast here on KFI AM 640. Mark, nice to see you.
Good to see you, Tim.
You're going to talk this up, right?
Oh, it's going to go.
I'm not doing anything. Steph and I are looking at each other, and Steph's like, I got nothing to play.
Yeah.
I would like to say that this is KFI and KOST HD2 Los Angeles and Orange County.
Okay, excellent. Okay, no, we will. I definitely will talk this up right up to the to the top of the hour when the debate starts. But ABC, ABC's paying for all of this, and so we obviously have to give them credit when we say the ABC News presidential debate simulcast right here on KFI AM 640. But Mark Thompson noticed we were watching CNN earlier, and CNN was calling it the CNN debate.
Yeah. Well, they said the debate on CNN is the way they put it.
Yeah, right, on CNN.
Yeah. But there was no reference to ABC anywhere. And as I'm watching NBC, they're kind of doing the same thing. Candidates face off in first debate. NBC News. You see the NBC News logo.
Yeah.
There is no ABC News logo anywhere. Now, when they get to the actual debate, it will be, the whole place is going to be festooned with ABC News stuff. But,
and you know who else is not putting ABC News debate on their channel? ABC. You'd think they would throw it up. But why do you think, Mo, let me ask you, and then maybe Mark can chime in as well. Why, back in the old days, and I'm talking even like 4 years ago, there was a crowd for the debate, and that made it, at least for me, more interesting than the reaction of the crowd.
Oh, absolutely. I think this actually works against former President Trump because I think he gets energy from the crowd and how people may respond, even if it's a jeer or a boo. He feels and feeds off them. It helps Kamala Harris in this instance.
Yeah. He really plays to the room. I mean, that's what Trump does. He'll even change his positions on major policy based on the room. He'll really modify a lot of what he says to get the room. And so not having the room or having the room empty, it's a net loss for Trump that way.
If this debate does not go well for Kamala Harris or it does not go well for Donald Trump, you think there'll be a second or a third before the election?
I doubt it. It's such a short time. Don't you think, Mo? It's so compressed.
Look, we're halfway through September for all intents and purposes. They had to do a lot of wrangling just to get them in for this one debate. I don't think, regardless of the outcome, there won't be a second debate.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
No.
How about this? If Kamala Harris doesn't do well tonight, let's say she, passes out halfway through it, do you think they replace her on the ticket?
I think that ship has sailed.
Happy debate, Tim.
All right. The debate is going to start momentarily, and we're going to have it live here. ABC is running it. And again, ABC deserves a lot of credit. They're paying the cameramen. They're paying the electric. They paid for the set. They flew all their people down there to broadcast this thing. And CNN got pissed off last time because CNN ratings weren't as high as Fox on that on the last debate. Yeah, that was crazy.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.